Williams. That's
We- Wait, we have a comment.
That's fine, I'll accept
Mr.
that. I'll
Wayne.
second the motion. Thank you.
We have a motion by Mr. Wayne.
No.
I guess we'll do it the other way. Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Barry, second by Mr. Wayne. All approved, aye. All opposed, nay. So motion passes. New business. We have a beauty salon, 308 Patterson Street. Roxanne Brunet. State your name and address, please.
Roxanne Brunet, 308 Patterson Street, Houma, Louisiana.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about what's your plans?
I am semi-retired and I want have a little shop at my home.
Okay. All right. We're going to open it to the public. Anyone from the public has something they would like to say in this matter? Going once to the public, twice public, 3 times public.
Motion closed?
Second.
A motion by Mr. Wayne, a second by Mr. Rogers. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. Motion to close public hearing approved. Staff? Are you on? Gotcha.
There it is. This is a home occupation approval for a beauty salon. The parish zoning defines personal services as establishments or places of business primarily engaged in the provision of frequently or recurrently needed services of a personal nature. Home occupation allows for personal service businesses to be conducted in residential districts, provided that the activity is clearly subordinate to the primary use as a residence, is carried on solely within the main dwelling without altering the character or appearance, and it's located within a residential district. The applicant will not employ other persons in performing the service. As required in an R1 district, the occupation does not utilize more than 25% of the floor area of the dwelling, which is also used as the primary residence. There is sufficient off-street parking and appointment times are staggered. A site visit was performed and adjacent owners have been notified. Staff received 2 calls of no objection to the request. Staff recommends approval.
Comments by commissioners?
I think beauty salons are probably one of the reasons why home occupation even was a thing.
Yeah.
You know? It's probably the oldest form that we've seen.
Mr. Rogers?
I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and approve as per staff recommendations.
I have a motion by Mr. Rogers, a second by Reverend Gray. All approved, aye. All opposed, nay. So motion passes. We have a planned, number 2, planned unit development, a placement of 52 townhomes proposed by Cypress Garden Townhomes on tracks A and B, property belonging to Mr. Richard.
Good evening, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Kevin Rizzo with Delta Coast Consultants, 631 South Hollywood. We represent Mr. Richard on this development. As you mentioned, this is an application for a planned unit development, 52 lots. I believe we followed all the parish regulations in laying this out, and just ask for your consideration of approval. We're here to answer any questions.
Yes, sir. Going once public. Someone from the public would like to speak on this matter? Going once, going twice. 3 times public. Looking for a motion to close to the.
Close.
Motion by Mr. Rogers, a second by Ms. Ellender. All approved, aye. All opposed, nay. Closed to the public. Staff? I got you. Oh, there you go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The applicant is requesting approval of the 52-unit townhome PUD on property that's zoned C2 General Commercial. The applicant received conditional approval for conceptual and preliminary phases from the Planning Commission in November of 2021. The conditions at the time are listed as submittal of all utility letters, submittal of approval letter from Bayou Cane Fire Department, and depict the approved proposed street names on the plat. The street names have since been placed on the site plan and utility letters are forthcoming. The applicant has met with Bayou Cane Fire Department and is in the process of working through the requirements for the turnaround Any modification at this point will be depicted on the engineering phase submittal to the planning commission. All conditions must be met before the engineering phase submittal. The applicant has provided sufficient plans as per the Zoning and Land Use Commission PUD submittal, and more detailed drainage plans and calculations will be included in the planning commission submittal. The applicant has provided depictions of the architectural plans and elevations which staff feels would be desirable for the target market. There is sufficient off-street resident and guest parking, as well as many opportunities for recreation. Staff recommends approval.
All right, any comments by the commissioners? Yes, sir. Mr. Wayne?
Yes, sir. When you say there are many opportunities for recreation, how do you conclude that based on
Well,
what they submitted?
I mean, I know from the previous submittal with the planning commission that it depicted on it, you know, the pond has I'll let Kevin speak, but the pond has a walking track around it. There's outdoor pavilions and spaces for a playground. There's lots of open space. This isn't the pretty picture, right? The one that's all rendered up and stuff. But they did submit that at the planning commission meeting back in November.
Prior.
Correct.
Okay.
This is one of those things where you have the same, you know, because it's zoned and it's a PUD, you know, the planning commission has PUD submittal requirements in process, and so does the zoning commission. They're almost identical, but
Right.
for the zoning has a little bit more to it because you have the zoning compliance as part of it. And oftentimes people will do them at the same meeting and they track concurrently. It's just recently in the last few PUDs, not just this one, but some of the others, they haven't done it that way. So we end up kind of repeating ourselves a little bit.
Correct.
All right, Mr. Chairman, with that in mind, I'd like to offer a motion to approve based on staff recommendations.
I have a motion by Mr. Thibodeau, a second by Mr. Barry. All approved, aye. All opposed, nay. So motion passes.
Thank you.
Staff reports?
No staff reports, sir.
Okay. Commissioner comments? Do you have any comments? Any public comments? Oh, I think that's from previous. Any comments from the public? All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Mr. Rogers, a second by Ms. Ellender. All approved, aye. All opposed, nay. Motion to close.